Oh yeah, I can't show none of this. I can't show any of this. Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another special movie reaction commentary. This time we're going to be hopping into another Stanley Kubrick film, and I believe this is the latest one up to date before his unfortunate passing away. So RIP to the homie, and thank you for blessing the world with your incredible bodies of work that is forever molded and continuously interpreted and continues to, what I personally think, evolves humanity's way of thinking. And I think that's a powerful thing that we all can strive to, and especially give proper appreciation towards someone like that, who strives to do something like that, whether it's intentional or not. I just think the fact that that is what kind of ripples out of existence of Stanley Kubrick is a commendable thing, despite what you feel about him or whatever feelings you have towards him. I think that is a very cool thing to have. But yeah, we're gonna be going into Eyes Wide Shut. Now, I have not seen this. I haven't really heard of this film. This film is something that, unlike the other Stanley Kubrick films like A Clockwork Orange and like The Shining as well, Kubrick is able to deliver these very existential and honestly weird themes that are kind of like human behavior and human character studies, and a look into society from a different lens. And I'm interested to see how that sort of kind of coats this film right here, Eyes Wide Shut. So even this was on the Patreon polls, but I have seen like several things that were either sent to me on messages or just reading comments about this film, which, even though I read comments and stuff like that, it doesn't affect my viewing experience. But this is one of the films that definitely has a very different entity towards them. Polarizing, I think, is the word to use. But then again, every one of his films can be polarizing. So I'm excited to see what exactly is to be explored within this film, the themes that are kind of showcased to us. And like always, guys, I appreciate you for even stopping by. Like, I'm appreciative for films like these. And we did Amadeus recently, and it was really cool to see everybody kind of come through for films like that, because I know they first off require a little bit more brain power to kind of get through, and they tackle some subjects that do require a little bit more of a deeper dive on your end as well too. But I'm just really excited to see that these type of films are that you guys dig them, and I that's awesome, man. Like, they get me personally, they get me into my my filmmaker bag, and I just love being able to just contort and interpret and analyze and really mold it and kind of help me learn as well too. So I'm going to stop talking because I feel like I've been rambling on for quite a bit now, but I'm going to be jumping into Eyes Wide Shut. If you want to be able to check out the full length to these things, you can go on the Patreon. You guys already know the drill with that. It's usually the best way to support this channel if you would like to support me. But at the very least, you can just sit back, relax, and get some popcorns and snacks as we hop right into Eyes Wide Shut. I think it's really cool as well that Tom Cruise is in this film. I loved his performance in Magnolia, and I think some people kind of get it twisted how they see Tom Cruise as just this action actor, when in fact he could really go hard in the paint with some psychological films, All right, we are already opening up with some demonetization. I love it. That's great. That is great. Eyes Wide Shut. It makes sense now.
Top man in New York.
Oh, I could have told you that looking at his bill. Listen, go inside, have a drink, enjoy the party. I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
That was interesting. What was going on there? What was that? That was interesting. I don't know if I'm just already looking way too deep into it, but like, I don't know. There's already something in my head brewing up, but I don't want to just say it. But that was interesting how the two guys were interacting and the two women were interacting there. That was a very interesting scene. I'm sorry if I'm looking too deep into it.
How about you? You still in the doctor business? You know what they say. Once a doctor, always a doctor. Yes, or in my case, never.
I'm getting like American Psycho vibes from this. There's like this weird texture under every conversation. Like it doesn't seem genuine, or at least his character doesn't make it genuine. It's.
Oh, I'm absolutely certain of it.
That's a weirdo move. What the heck? That was such a weirdo move. You drunk the rest of my drink, you loser. What the heck?
Day.
Got something in your eye.
Just about half of Fifth Avenue.
Right.
You were such a gentleman. You gave me your handkerchief.
Oh my god, look at how they're just trapping this guy. They're just like moving in on him. Like they literally got closer. If you look at that frame from beginning to end, even though it's a one take, it looks like they've shifted towards his character. Human interaction is showed very interestingly here.
The sculpture gallery is upstairs. Would you like to see it?
God, thank you, Kubrick, for just allowing scenes to breathe. It's so great. It's really great. Even though I can't really show what's happening here because of nudity, I do find it very interesting about what I'm noticing with just seeing the duality between what he does as a doctor and working with the human anatomy. And then, you know, the scenes from, you know, the wife and her undressing and, you know, showcasing her body, obviously. It's a very interesting duality that's being put together, I believe, intentionally because of just how it was edited. In that regard, it does remind me of, what was that film? Killing of a Sacred Deer? Wasn't it something like that? Husband and a wife had that sort of weird relationship going on.
Who were they?
They were just a couple of models.
That is interesting because, like, it's almost as if they both engaged in an act that, you know, it's like almost human nature, but they're also in human society that doesn't really allow for that to happen. It's like almost as if they, like, I don't know, it was like their opportunity of wearing a mask for a little bit, right? Like you can say what you want to say more if you had like a mask on, right? To hide your identity.
I think it's quite that black and white, but I think we both know what men are like.
That's interesting because they both exist on the same plane. It's very blurred. It's very weird. He's right and he's wrong, but he's more wrong than he's right.
Exceptions.
I think that's like one of the themes that are happening here. God, dude, that light behind them is incredible. Whoa, that blue light, man. That thing is riveting. It's very visceral.
Alice, I happen to be a doctor. It's all very impersonal, and you know there's...
But that's also the very same too. You know, that's just a part of human society. But it's human nature. You know, is it like human society versus human nature? Is that what's one of the themes here? One of the conflicts here? Because that is very interesting.
Okay. So after you tell her that everything's fine, what then?
What then? I don't know. Alice?
This is such a great scene. And they're just talking in a room high as hell right now. That's awesome.
Very sure of yourself, aren't you?
No. I'm sure of you.
Yo, man. Oh, man. Oh. Damn. Wow. Oh, wow. I love that the camera is just kind of like, it's wildly detached. Like you don't understand it anymore.
I was ready to give up.
everything. You, my whole fucking future.
Wow. Man. This is so good. That was really good. That was well done.
It was weird because at the same time.
Because, yeah, human society, human nature, they are very different. Those dualities they are there. Desire and jealousy and like these are human traits that we feel every day in human society. It's just, is it whether or not if society is keeping us at bay, is it protecting us, or is it hindering us, and causing a bunch of chaotic mutations within us because we did that to ourselves. Everybody's just mad because they can't truly be them. They can't truly express themselves. Who knows? It's like little moments like that, little maneuvers. I really am intrigued by them. Even though they could just be as simple as, why did he move that chair up just to be a little bit comfortable? But you see the film we're watching here?
Thank you.
What is happening here? What is going on? I'm trying to piece together their little moments, like their thoughts to themselves. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that she was probably wanting him to be human, but obviously in a way where it's very romantic. That's totally a CG screen, isn't it? Yeah, that is totally a CG screen that was just there. What was happening with that? What was going on with that? That's interesting. Why would they have to shoot it like that,
This is it?
Gotta say, I really do appreciate, Stanley Kubrick bringing us a lot of locations. And also, Merry Christmas. I didn't know this was a Christmas film, but happy holidays, guys.
What do you want to do?
Well, what do you recommend?
Why does it sound so transactional? Wait, why am I asking why does it sound so transactional? It definitely is. I nearly forgot what was happening here in this scene. Yeah, this transactional as hell right here.
Bill, I have seen one or two things in my life.
Oh, damn, what is he talking about?
Never
bro?
such women.
He's talking about a secret lust organization.
Well. Excuse me.
We've seen a little bit of that with Enemy, with Jake Gyllenhaal on the channel way back. Where, this actually, it's kind of... I wonder if they actually took some themes from Eyes Wide Shut.
And I'll go there by myself, and there won't be any connection between us whatsoever.
I love how the lighting is kind of bringing forth some really crazy looking shadows on their face that just sounds or looks very mischievous. Oh God, what did she say to him? What did she say to him, man? Yo. Not only was that shot really cool, by the way, and they look like absolute G's just kind of chilling there, but that was pretty frightening. It's interesting. I think this is usually what happens when billionaires just, I don't know, they indulge in things like this because they have so much. They've already won so much within the realms of society that now they can just indulge in their extreme human pleasures. Not to say that this is wrong. It's just an extreme. That's usually, showcased by either extreme people or billionaires or people who are very successful within the realms of human society. So then they can just go off and find whatever that they're trying to look for within a human behavioral element, further diving into lust and, frustration, hatred, anger, all of it. Also, I totally called the mask metaphor. That was cool. Oh, man. Wow. Dude, that soundtrack gave me chills, man. Ooh. I also took their clothes off. All right. Love that shot. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I think what happens, especially when you have a mask on, is that it takes away, obviously, the human element. So now you just see this weird configuration of human nature. Ooh, yo, I'm getting chills, man. This soundtrack is just phenomenal for just the surrealism that's happening here, man. It's almost like cosmic. It's like cosmic horror, Not to say that it is, but it replicates that. Well, all you can do is just like witness, and you just like, what the heck? That was incredible. Can't really show most of it due to the naked bodies, but
You are in great danger.
wow.
You must get away while there's still a chance.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that is... So she's warning him. I can't show the scene, but she's practically saying, like, you need to skedaddle out of here. I wonder why she said that. Oh yeah, I can't show none of this. I can't show any of this. Oh man. You guys should have saw this coming. This is so interesting, man. Like, I'm trying to piece together, not just decipher it, because I don't even know how to decipher this, but more importantly, how I'm feeling throughout this.
Please, come forward.
It's even worse when you know that his homie's on the piano playing the keys. I'm like, dude, really? You gotta put a soundtrack to this? I just had a drink with you at a bar, man. Come on.
May I ask, what is the password for the house?
I think it's equally interesting at how sinister it could become. Like, people seek for lust, but they don't realize that lust can be very evil just as it can be very good to some of y'all. Because look how sinister this looks.
Very well.
What, they just get married or something? What happened? What was that? What does that mean?
There will be the most dire consequences for you and your family. Do you understand?
This almost seems like marriage. This seems like a twisted marriage ceremony right here. You guys know what that just almost made me realize? How probably marriage probably feels to some of you women out there right now. That's crazy, yeah. That's. I wonder if that was the thing. Because marriage to guys and marriage to, women just in society are different. But its effects are very present when it comes to genders. Our timeline as a guy is very different from a woman's timeline, which means their commitment and decision making just throughout their entire life. It's very different. And a lot of things are just not out of their, it's not in their control. So marriage is sort of kind of like that, especially when you put it into context with how she was talking about it with him when they were, high together. That's beautiful. Wow.
And it was completely different. I felt wonderful.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, man.
He was kissing me. And then
His face, man. Tom Cruise, bro. Like, your psychological acting, man. It's fantastic. Got his Magnolia. Oh, man.
Did you notice anything unusual about him when he left?
Unusual?
I know you. I know you. Where do I know you from? Where do I know your face from? What the heck? I'm having a weird moment right now. I'm just like, where do I know your face from? Why can't I pinpoint exactly who you are, but I know you? I'm sure you guys in the comments can help me with that. I also think the fact that I believe we're in New York City, yeah. The fact that the setting is in New York, where there's so many people, and there's just one of him, like how many of him with like these very deep pendulums of emotions are walking around here? We don't know, but we've seen a little bits of it just by living in his shoes for a little bit. Just how other people are battling with their own internal problems as well.
How much more means that it would be a subtraction?
yeah, because you're gonna be people around us. Hundreds of them everywhere.
This is my favorite camera movement, by the way. Just zooming in and like extreme close-ups. I love that. That will never not be my favorite camera movement. Oh my God. Could you imagine if this entire film is actually like has a similar theme to that one horror film, It Follows? This entire film is just him trying to not get an STD or some crazy stuff. It's just depicted like this. I think that was the theme to It Follows, yeah? I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's a lot of themes bouncing in this film, or I should say being juggled around this film, and I'm just trying to see where the origin of it all connects.
How do you know that?
Because I had you followed.
Dude, what the heck? What the heck, man? How deep does this thing go? What on earth? So weird.
If I told you their names, I'm not going to tell you their names, but if I did, I don't think you'd sleep so well.
Damn. That's a little terrifying. It's a little terrifying. I mean, I'm telling you, there's probably some weird wacko billionaires probably in there, some weirdo CEOs. Damn, yeah, he's shook. Shook right now. Oh my God. He's like, I can't believe this.
What do I think we should do?
Look, Mommy.
Well, a vacation would probably be nice, and then maybe some like therapy. We can do the therapy, then a vacation. You can do.
Maybe. I think we should be grateful.
That too. That too. Being grateful is important.
We're awake now.
Eyes wide shut.
But I do love you.
Thank you. God damn. I was just waiting for you to say something nice. Jesus Christ. I was just about to say, like you guys need to get it together, but please, like, say that you love each other.
Fuck.
And that is the end to Eyes Wide Shut. This was a lot. All right, everybody, we just got done watching Eyes Wide Shut. This one is definitely a film that will have you do mental backflips for a couple of weeks, for sure, if you decide to think about it. But I think the beautiful message at the end, from what I could gather, is, yeah, we are human and we have human natures. We have ourselves, always trying to find our identity throughout this society. There's a lot of uncertainties and there's a lot of things that are unsure. But I think one of the most powerful things that you can be sure of is the present and what you can do now. And I think what was showcased to us was how we get into our heads a little bit too much. Not even a little bit too much. We literally disillusion ourselves, where we trap ourselves in these stories and these riddles that require us to always be in the past or always look for the future. But they do everything except for keep us here, keep us where we're supposed to be. The only thing that we are sure of, which is right here in this very moment. Honestly, there was a lot of themes that were going around throughout this, but even then, they're all just things that I'm not even sure of. Right? I think the most important aspect is the now. I called it coming back to the live stream and coming back to where you can be, because we don't know what the heck's happening here. we don't know what's happening for real, but what we do know what's happening is what's happening right now at this very moment. And I think it's good to kind of communicate that and to reaffirm that. And to work things through when you're in that state. So, yeah, would love to hear your thoughts on this. This was definitely a bizarre film, but a bizarre one that is filled to the brim with like a lot of love and a lot of intention, which was made towards this film. And that's why, even though people have like their weird things like, oh, the film is weird, yada, it's bad because I didn't understand it. I don't care about things like that. I feel like anything that was given proper attention and proper intention is worth giving some love towards in terms of this. I had a great time watching this. We'd love to hear your experience. And like always, guys, happy holidays. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, because we are just getting started.
Purple jacket, pocket full of weed. Everything that I should ever need. Grab some matches cause they give them free. Just like my time. Hair pulled back in the backseat.